I just recently watched another video on Alteori's channel, and it's about a Godzilla Earth, and I see the oxygen destroyer can kill it. The first one I actually was looking at that, I thought it was actually pretty interesting. And then actually I gonna find out that she ended up actually thinking that the Godzilla Earth actually would be killed by the oxygen destroyer. Which in some ways it kind of doesn't actually make sense at that point. Because first of all, there are other incarnations of Godzilla that has actually survived the oxygen destroyer. Just recently, like the 2019 Godzilla just survived it. But not only that, she ends up actually saying that Godzilla actually may be like the same as he was like 20,000 years ago. Which in some ways that kind of actually makes sense because like in her own like video that she actually put out on this, she ends up contradicting herself by saying like that he evolves and adapts it to like to different environments. Yeah, like this thing right there is the environment. Godzilla Earth has lived on the planet for 20,000 years, and that means that the whole planet is his ecosystem. The ecosystem that he ended up creating himself. That means like the plants, he created different types of creatures with his own DNA. And what do also plants actually give off? Oxygen, not only to the atmosphere, but also to the soil in the ground. This version of Godzilla does not actually have things that he used to. He does no longer have bones. He's more and more like a plant version of Biolante. And that means that plants can actually give off oxygen through the ability of photosynthesis. And that means that even if like there is no oxygen, for example, if you actually put a candle in a jar that actually has like no oxygen, but yet you put a plant with a little bit of soil in the jar as well, you actually will see condensation forming within the jar. And even though there was like no oxygen in the jar, the plant actually giving up the condensation, the flame will still keep on burning. And you gotta actually admit like that when it comes like to the oxygen around the earth, that is actually of Godzilla's making. She keeps on saying like the changing in the environment, he can actually adapt to it. Well, he's the one who ended up actually making the environment itself. She was talking about cyanobacteria, which is also used for plants to capture the sunlight for the plants to give off photosynthesis. Also in the video, she ended up saying that Godzilla can heal, but he can't create oxygen. Well, how does his entire ecosystem of the Earth give off oxygen then? Because you know why? Because he ended up creating oxygen. So that means even if the oxygen destroyer actually did get blasted on him, he can actually create more oxygen within his body or the earth around him. Because why? Because right now Godzilla is basically a plant creature. Basically like a metallic body and like other things as well. But most likely he's more just a plant creature that gives off oxygen. Godzilla does not have the organs that he used to 20,000 years ago. He's got to look at it as Godzilla Earth is a hyper-evolved plant. They've been needing more carbon dioxide more than just normal oxygen. Not saying that plants don't actually need oxygen, but yet they can actually make the oxygen itself. Which Godzilla Earth can actually do by shooting it out into the air, even though the oxygen destroyer destroys like all the oxygen around it, it can actually be recycled. Not only from the atmosphere, it can actually be recycled from the soil. And as I said, in this video, she keeps on contradicting herself as well so many times, so I don't understand it. But what do you all think? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Leave down in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe give a like and subscribe for more videos like this to come. And this is just the beginning.